Hello and welcome. I've got a box of nickels here. We're going to take a look and see if we can hunt these. I just cut it open and haven't peeked inside, so hopefully we have one we can hunt. Let's take a quick look and see. And oh no. Oh, these are 2023 Denvers. How am I getting Denver coins here? Denvers, 2023 Denvers. Yeah. Oh, some of these have a dark look to it. That could be a little. It looks like a little bit of just some thick grease on die. That might be a little bit of a grease strike through there. Interesting. Yeah, here's another one. Some interesting look. You see how the surface is pretty spotted and gunky. It looked like there was something in the way of the strike. That is most likely some grease. I'd have to actually take it out and take a good look at it just to make sure, but that looks like it was a little bit of a grease strike through. So we got two of those enders. So I might crack those rolls up and look at those. I think I got another box of nickels over here. So let me put this one to the side. There's another one with some grease on the end. So this might be actually interesting to hunt through and see what kind of grease struck through nickels we have in here. But either way, I want to get through a box of circulated nickels. So let me move this one out of the way. And I've got another one over here I believe is circulated. So let's look at that one. Intro, take 473. Cue music. Cue coins.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Now pick them up. I'm not rich. And here is our other box of nickels. Let's take a quick peek in here. Yep, this is circulated. Some of these look older enders here, so this might be an interesting box. I really want to hunt through a full box of nickels, so having a circulated box here is nice. I got to decide what I'm going to do with the other box, but until then, this looks like a fun box to get through. Well, we are on roll number 1, and starting off this hunt is pretty strong there. We got a 1939. Come across this one. That is the second year of the Jefferson nickel. Let's take a look. This is a Philadelphia. Nice. That's a nice little early date Jefferson find there. Very cool. We have made it to roll number 3, and I've got one here on the reverse facing. Just has that older look to it. It's got the rear facing mint marks. We're going to see what date it is. Could be 64 or prior. It is a Denver mint mark. Let's see what date we got. 1941. How about that? There's a nasty little scratch across the obverse there, across the back of his head, down his neck there. Whew. That is a 1941 out of Denver. We are on roll number 6, and we've got a really cool find. Started going through it, and I noticed right here we got a Buffalo nickel. This one is rough and toasty, and looks like it has been probably in the ground. The dirt has eaten away, the acidic nature of the soil has slowly eaten away at the surface a little bit, and caused all those marks, all that dirt, all that grime to be on there. Let's see, reverse, there is no mint mark there, under 5 cents. So this one's going to be a Philly. There is no date that I can notice on here. This one is pretty rough. This one would be considered environmentally damaged and just worth base value. So I might try to clean that up, see what I can do with that, see if I can maybe get a date after I get done hunting. I'll take a look at that. But for now, we're going to put up here. We got a Buffalo roll number 6. Very cool. Roll number 8. Getting towards the end here. We got a 1956. That is our first 50s find. 1956. This one is a Philadelphia. Cool. There we go. That's another old nickel for the stack up here. Let's keep going and see what else we see in these rolls. We are on roll number 11. And we've got ender here. 1955. So we got a 1955 roll ender. So that is nice old 50s nickel. Let's go ahead and crack this out and see if there's anything else in this roll here. All right. Here we go. Let's take a look at this nickel. 1955. The Philadelphia is a semi-key date. This is most likely going to be a Denver, but let's flip it over and see. Denver. Nice. That's a 50s nickel, or second from the 50s there. Very cool. Just take a quick peek here. Nothing else is really standing out in this roll. Everything looks a lot newer. There was a 70s there, but I'm not seeing anything that really stands out. All right, well, let me get through this roll and we'll see what else we find, and I'll be right back, and hopefully with another find real soon. Roll number 13. We have another nice old nickel find here. We got another 1939. How about that? Another Philly. As expected, the Denver and the San Francisco of this date are key dates. So I always expect these to be Phillies, but there's a possibility that we hit a key date from that date. Very cool. Another Philly to go up here with the other one. Very cool find. Well, we have made it to roll 14, and we've got another old nickel here. It has that older look to it, has a Denver mint mark on the reverse, and you can tell from the striations across the front, it's got a little bit of improper LMX going on there. So this is indicative of an older nickel, but let's see what date we have. Oh, 1948. 1948 out of Denver. Very cool. That is another 40s nickel to go up here. And nice little find there. We are on roll 18. We got our first foreign here. It looks like it's Canadian there. Let's take a look. And it is. That's the Canadian Beaver 5 cents. 1986 Canadian nickel. First foreign there. We're going to toss it up here. Roll 19. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here. I think it's right here. It looks like we got a either 59 or 39. Let's take a look. That is another 1939. How about that? Very cool. That was very scratched up. Very scratched up coin. Philadelphia nickel. Very rough, very scratched up. 1939. Still very old Jefferson, second year again. Very nice to see those. This has been a really nice hunt for the 39s. So we have made it to roll 22, and we come across a 1940 here. There's a couple others back here that look like they might be older as well, so I might take a look at those. But we have a 1940 here. This one is a Philly. All right, let's put this over here. I think it fits in there somewhere. This one's really catching my eye right here. There's a couple more of these that might have an older thing going on. Nope. Oh, look at this. 1955. 1955 out of Denver. We'll just set that aside. This one has that older look, so we'll take a look here. 1952 out of Denver. That's 3 in this roll. Very nice. Let's slide these down. We're just going to take a quick look. This one, nope, not an old one. Yep, nope, not an old one. A bunch of new ones here. That is actually it there. All the other ones are just worn, damaged coins. 90s and 80s. A couple 70s. But yeah, so that is 3 in this roll. 1940s, a 1955, and a 1952. How about that? 3 in this one roll. I got a mess here to go through. Well, at least it's money. We are on roll 23, if I'm still counting right. As I was going through, I noticed right here, moving some of these coins down, had a 1954. That's another 50s nickel there. Another Denver 54. Do we have another 54? I think we might. I'm just going to put it up here, and we'll check that at the end. All right, let's keep going to see if there's anything else fun in this roll. We are on roll 25, and I've got one with a rare face and mint mark here. This one might be older. I'm going to bet 64. It just looks like it's just a dirty beat up coin, but it does have the rare face and mint mark. Let's see. Is it a 60s? No, it's a 1946. Nice. That's a 1946 out of Denver, and it fits in here somewhere. I'm not keeping track of what's what. I know the 40s are here and the 50s are here. I'm just not. But yeah, so we keep going through this roll. We'll see what's going on with this one. We'll get into the next ones, and hopefully I'll see ya again real soon. So we have gotten to the back of roll 27, and I've got this really dirty, gonky coin here. This one is rough, corroded. Had to look at it under the microscope. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a 1946. Let's see, there is no mint mark on this. Well, if there is, there might be one that's just damaged there. Don't think there's a mint mark on her, so I'm going to go 1946 out of Philly and leave it at that. I might toss some acetone on here and see if I can get some of the surface layer dirt off of this just so we can see it a little bit better. But that is still an old nickel. I'm going to put it here. We are on roll 28. 28. Yes, don't question me. Roll 28. We got a 1959 here. This one is a Philly. This one's a bit shiny. Looks like it's been rubbed a little bit or something, possibly heated, what have you. But that is a nice little find there. Nice little 50s nickel. Roll 29. Roll 29. Working my way through, come across a 1957. It's another 50s nickel. This one has a Denver mint mark. Nice. So all these here that I'm finding, I will check at the end. I just find it easier to run through all these by date and check them all at the end. So we will do that and check for errors and varieties and stuff. And at the end, I'll let you know if we do find any. We are at the back of roll 30. And we got a 1954. This one's a Denver. Nice. Nice. Up here somewhere. So we just cracked into roll number 31. And back here, let's see if it's on camera. Yeah, it's back here. Got a 1947. Saw the date sticking out there. And figured we'd take a look. This one is a Denver. How about that? That's another 40th nickel. Awesome. Okay, we are on roll 34. And right here we got a 1951. It's 1951 out of Philadelphia. So that's another 50s nickel. And I see right here, we got a 57. 2 finds on this roll. 57 out of Denver. How about that? 2 in this roll, that's all I'm seeing. Let's keep going, see what else we find. Roll 35. I've got one in the middle here, just poured it down. This one has just that older look to it. Haven't really looked at anything else. There's one back here that has a Denver facing mint mark sticking out. Although this one just caught my eye. I figured, let's take a look at it. Ooh, look at that. 1942. 1942 out of Philly. There we go. That one's a little rough, but that's a 42. I'm going to set it up here. Let's move these over here. Right here, I got a Denver facing mint mark here. So let's take a look and see. Oh, that's a 63. Not quite old enough to count as a find, but we do have a 42. So we're going to put it up here. I think that's 41 to put it on top of. So yeah, let me get going through the rest of these, and I just made them a mess. Well, let me go through the rest of these and see what we got. We have made it to roll number 37, and I've got one that has that older look to it here. Figure let's flip it over and see what's going on. And if you look here on the obverse, right here in cents, there is a little bit of a lamination there. A little piece of the nickel had fallen apart because the metal didn't adhere to each other. But let's take a look. 1946. How about that? That's another 1946. No mint marks, so that makes it a Philly. Boom. Roll 39. Looks like we got another 1959. Yep, 1959 out of Denver. There we go. Tossing that up there. Let's see what else we got. Well, this one back here has an older look. Let's take a look at this one. This one kind of caught my eye. I figured while we're here, let's take a look. It does have a rear facing mint mark, so that's good sign. Ooh, 1949 out of Denver. Nice. I've made it to roll 47. It's been a few rolls since we had a find. I got one here that has that older look. Has a rear facing mint mark. So let's see, is this a old one? 1951. That is a 1951 out of Denver. Very cool. Another old nickel for the stack. Well, still on roll 41, 1 nickel behind, or 2 nickels behind the 51. We have a 39. How about that? That's our third or fourth 39. Some good old nickels in this box. This one is a Philadelphia as well as the others. Nice to see Philly there. Just take a quick peek at the rest of these. 64, 81. Yep, that looks like it's all for this roll. I got 3 rolls left. Let's see if there's any more finds in this box. Roll 49. We got at least one more find in the box here. 1946. That's our third or fourth 46. Can't make out a mint mark there. So I think that's a Philadelphia there. Looks like a 46 out of Philly to go with the others. We'll put it there for now. All right, all right. Will there be one more find, or we'll be right back with the wrap up? You'll know faster than I will. Roll number 50, and we've got one last find here. Our final find of the box is 1940. It is pretty scratched up, pretty rough nickel. Let's take a look. There is no mint mark on the reverse. That is going to be a Philly. There we go. Last find of the hunt is a 40. All the rest of these are newer nickels. So let me get through those last few here, and we'll be right back with a wrap up. Well, it is time to wrap up here. We had a lot of good finds, a lot of nickels here. We had 12 from the 50s, 11 from the 40s, 4 39s, Canadian, and 1 Buffalo nickel. I'm not going to nick a date this to try to get a date. There's no mint mark on the reverse, so this one is a Philadelphia, but there's a lot of gunk on there. I did put this in some acetone, try to get some of the stuff off, and a lot of gunk came off, but there is just plenty caked on. That one did spend quite a bit of time stuck in the ground before someone dug it up. But still, it's a Buffalo, nice old nickel. It could be anywhere from 1913 to 1938. All right, so that is all for the finds there. I got all these. I'm going to check and see if these will fill any spots in the album. I got a decent 59, so that one is probably going to be a nice little upgrade there. I've got some set to the side here. Not a whole lot that I'm going to check against the album as well and see what I can add in and fill up there. All right, so let's do that, and we'll be right back and check out those albums. Starting out our fills, we got a 1942 out of Philly here, and then let's see, 1947 out of Denver, and 1940 out of Denver. They're going to fill the spots on this first page. Next up, we got a 1952 out of Denver. Just a step up, not a huge upgrade, but I'm going to upgrade that one. But I think that's a nice little step up, so I'm going to switch that one out. And then got this 1959 here. This one is a much better, cleaner, nicer example. Not perfect, but just a step up there. Looks much better here in hand. So we're going to upgrade that one as well. And then 1961 on Denver, we're going to fill the spot. That one's semi-decent. Probably a mid-tier grade there, but solid enough to fill the spot for now. Jumping all the way to 1976, we have a couple of decent nickels. The 1976 Philly there is the better of the two, but they both have some pretty solid detail and in nice enough shape to fill these spots for now. Next up, skipping the 80s, going straight to the 90s. 1991 out of Philly. That one has some pretty decent detail there. Very nice looking nickel overall. Gonna fill that spot up. Oh, it's gonna go in the Philly spot, not the Denver spot. That's a Philly. Let me move that over and fill the Philly spot. For the final fill of the album, 2011 out of Philly. That one's decent enough to fill the spot there. So that wraps up our album. We filled 6 spots and upgraded 2. As long as I counted that right, and I'm pretty sure I did. But that is how our albums come along. This box did not have very many nickels in nice shape. A lot of them were pretty rough and worse for wear. But we did have a lot of good old nickel finds. Really cool to hit a Buffalo. Always great to see those. So overall, this was a good fun hunt. Lots of nickels to look at. Lots of stuff to do. Lots of finds there. All right. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Helps me out. And drop that comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. And I want to give a very special thank you to all the viewers who have signed up as members. Thank you very much for going above and beyond to help support the channel. I very much appreciate it. If anyone is interested in becoming a member, feel free to check out the link below. Again, thank you very much for your support. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you click on that link right there, it'll help me out. And then I have a couple videos over here that is recommended. So if you would like to watch another one, I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.